Hello Legionnaires, this is Max Liao from Legion of Myth, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Archer Discipline in the 4th edition Earthdawn role-playing game. If you have not watched my earlier videos, please be sure to watch them, especially the one titled Earthdawn Disciplines and Adepts, an overview, as it explains the nuances of what it means to be an adept who follows a discipline in the Earthdawn role-playing game. I will post a link to that video in the description below. If you enjoy this Earthdawn content, or if you desire other anime, comics, and gaming-related news and reviews, please be sure to subscribe to the Legion of Myth channel and ring that bell icon to turn on notifications. Don't miss an episode. As always, I will be discussing the Archer Discipline primarily in terms of 4th edition Earthdawn, as it is the most recent version of the game and thus the most appropriate version to discuss. Target perceived. Understand the Archer Discipline. Missile to fire. A video expose regarding the Archer Discipline. My missile's arc shall strike the target true. Let us start with the background and worldview of the Archer. Distant, dispassionate, and calculating. Whether she uses a beautiful elven warbow or a mechanical crossbow, the Archer Adept's worldview is a deceptively simplistic one that is at all times occupied by missiles, targets, and the arc in between. To an Archer Adept, the actors in any scenario can be divided into these 3 constructs, and all actions an Archer takes should be inspired by the process of aiming and firing missiles, whether the target is in business, art, love, or war. To be clear, do not confuse this efficient worldview as being simple. No, the Archer is a very intelligent, calculating, and efficient discipline. She is observant and patient, with the uncanny ability to perceive her target, take aim, and release her energy quickly, precisely, and efficiently. The Archer first finds her targets. After the targets have been identified, she prioritizes them accordingly. Sometimes she must address secondary targets in order to get to the primary target, but she is never drawn or distracted away from her primary target. After discovering and prioritizing her targets, the Archer considers her missiles, every possible manner in which she can strike her target true, and chooses the correct missile or method with which to strike. Finally, she only fires at the right moment for whatever scenario she is in. The Archer Discipline may seem single-minded, and in a way it is, but single-minded does not have to mean boring. Archers can be party animals as much as they can be emotionless androids. Or should I say golems, since this is a fantasy setting. If the Archer's target is to be the life of the party, then the missile she may choose could be to be gregarious and outgoing. You don't have to play the Archer as Computron from Gen 1 Transformers. Moving on. In the Archer Adept's universe, all arcs intersect. If your arc and the Archer's arc were to meet, it could result in death, a conversation, a new friendship, a conflict, or resolution. It all depends on the targets of those arcs. An Archer does not seek public honor, grandeur, and reputation, though they do have tournaments. The Archer's legend rests on hitting the target. Nothing matters but the bullseye. Whether part of an adventuring group or member of the city watch patrolling a wall, an Archer without something to aim for is like a pen without paper on which to write. Targets complete arcs and give both the arc and the Archer meaning. The first step in being an Archer is to learn how to observe. Perception is key. The only truth you will find comes from observation, perceiving the world. The Archer Adept knows her charge, her mission, her goal. Thus, an Archer does not wander, as being aimless is an insult to the discipline. She does not let loose an arrow blindly, for that is wasteful. She does not believe in generalities, only specifics. She sees through the fog in order to spot the simple facts hidden within the complexity. She pierces illusion and distraction. She speaks plainly and strikes the heart of the matter. An archer's foe is whatever obscures sight, be it darkness, camouflage, or a bright glare. Ultimately, illusions and illusionists are the greatest foe. To any archer, it is simply wrong to alter the truth in any situation, and you will not meet an archer adept who does not believe that truth is part of what she strives for in life. False words do not have good arcs. Now, let's talk about the dark side of the archer discipline for a moment. The sniper. Unlike the warrior who looks his enemy in the eye and in a strange way shares a bond with his opponent, the archer is usually some distance away when she lets loose her missiles. An archer gone wrong is no longer simply calculating and dispassionate, but has become cutting and cold. She no longer perceives other name-givers as living beings, but as nothing more than potential targets. Since hitting targets is the way of the archer, she might just start to find it hard to stop unleashing her missiles, or worse, find enjoyment in it. Every archer has the potential of becoming a sniper. It's only through clearly observing the truth and properly choosing appropriate targets for her missiles can she avoid the sniper's path. Aim with your eye, aim with your hand, aim with your heart, and you will never miss. As long as you remain true, so will your aim. Alright, so what does it mean to be the Archer Adept's player? What should you expect if you choose Archer as your character's discipline? I'm guessing I can't surprise you with the knowledge that this is the premier missile attack discipline, can I? It matters not if you're a traditional bow purist or if you prefer the cutting-edge mechanics of a crossbow. No one can best you in range and precision. Additionally, with the Archer's high perception and the selection of certain talent options, if you lack scouts or wizards, the Archer can make a surprisingly good investigator. Some of the discipline talents include Call Missile. This free talent allows the Archer to return to her quiver any arrow fired in combat. They literally fly to her. True Shot. As long as she has karma, she won't miss. Mystic Aim, the fantasy version of a laser sight. At second circle, the Archer gets Mystic Pursuit. The renamed direction arrow points the Archer Adept to where she needs to go. At third circle, she receives Anticipate Blow. Why do I always have such a hard time saying that one? To help her not be hit in combat. And at fourth circle, she can now break the laws of physics to fire farther than normally allowed via the Long Shot talent. At fifth circle, along with the Spot Armor Flaw talent, the Archer can use the Create Projectile ability to literally make arrows out of thin air. Follow that with Bank Shot, Flame Arrow, and Second Shot from circles 6 through 8. At ninth circle, the Archer receives the Blind Fire talent, along with the Blood-Bound Bow ability, where, after an 8-hour ritual, she receives a +3 step bonus to attack tests made with the bow. That's crazy! The subsequent Warden talents provide Spirit Strike, Eagle Eye, and Missile Lock, which is like a supercharged Mystic Aim. At 13th circle, the Archer can give up a little life force in order to effectively add attack successes to the subsequent damage, if her shot hits. Let's be clear about this. She will hit. Just 13th circle Archer for passion's sake. Along with Perfect Shot, she receives Influence Missile, where she can redirect the missile or thrown weapon of an opponent. Snapshot and Multi-Shot follow at 14th and 15th circles, respectively. Let's move on to the Archer's half-magic abilities. In Earthdawn, half-magic represents discipline-pertinent knowledge and skills a character knows or can perform simply by being an adept of the discipline. The Archer may use half-magic to care for ranged weapons, like fire cannons and trebuchets. Recognize different types of ranged weapons, ammunition, and their creators. With great clarity and precision comes some rules. Remember from my overview video that disciplines are not character classes, professions, or archetypes. They are lifestyles. And while the personal vision of each adept may differ, there are some foundations that must remain. The Archer most often suffers a talent crisis when she strays from clear thinking and the precision of the arc between the missile and the target. An Archer who dithers goes off on a tangent too often, or complicates matters, or forgets her overall goal is vulnerable to a talent crisis. An archer is tied to her weapon as much as a swordmaster is to his. Therefore, an archer who loses her weapon due to negligence might suffer a talent crisis. Observation, proper target acquisition, and precision are paramount to an archer. If an archer accidentally hits an ally or other innocent, a talent crisis may follow. I'm not going to delve into temptation points because I do not know if they'll ever be part of the 4th edition Archer, but I use them. Just know that these points were used to indicate whether and how far an archer had slid down the path of the sniper. If you find this appropriate for your game, either refer to the 1st edition book The Adept's Way, or make them up in a manner you deem appropriate for your game. So no variations on a theme today. Nope, we're not varying anything. We're going to build an archer to do what an archer does: find targets and put missiles onto targets. If I wanted to be an investigator, I'd play a wizard. If I wanted to be a social combatant, I'd play a swordmaster. If I wanted to be a hybrid of some sort, I'd play a scout. No, when I make an archer, I make it with one thing in mind: hitting targets with my missiles. I haven't said this in a few episodes. Remember, all of my choices are given in alphabetical order, not necessarily the order I would pick them. For my novice talents, I chose awareness, climbing, creature analysis, and navigation. Circling up the journeyman circles gave my archer danger sense, steel thought, stopping aim, and tiger spring. As a game master, I've always hated stopping aim talent. So it's my turn to mess with the GM now. For the warden circles, I chose astral sight, critical hit, matrix sight, and true sight. Magicians beware, all your matrices are belong to me. And I cap everything off in the master circles with second chance and vital strike. And I honestly can't decide between either orbiting spy or venom. I like them both. I know I never talk about talent knacks in these videos, as these are simple overview videos, but come on, explosive flame arrow anyone? Am I right? What about multidisciplining with the archer? The archer multidisciplines well with most other disciplines, especially the other martial combat-oriented ones. The swordmaster is a bit of a stretch, but it is possible. On the other hand, the illusionist is completely opposed to the archer's way. Nope. Nada. Ain't happening. Archers don't want to become illusionists, and they won't even teach illusionist archer talents, to include humans using versatility. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the archer discipline? I love the archer discipline for what it is, a missile combat specialist. Personally, I'm more drawn to the scout than the archer, but the archer discipline is one I would certainly enjoy if I played it. Those who have played archers in my games where I was the GM have plenty of stories to tell of their insane ability to play billiards with a bow and arrow. I have little more to say about the discipline at this point because, well, it's an archer. What more do I need to say? It's a great discipline and does its job exceedingly well. Now, I do have a couple quibbles that I will present here. I feel that awareness, or maybe even tracking, though I can see how that infringes on the scout, would have been a more appropriate third circle talent than anticipate below. I also believe that true sight should have been the 11th circle discipline talent, not eagle eye. While eagle eye does fall into the realm of observation, I feel true sight fits in with the theme of the archer and its aversion to illusions better. I know you can easily say that by having true sight as a talent option, the archer can take it at 9th circle as opposed to 11th. I just think it should have been embedded into the discipline, vice an option. Lastly, I don't really like the blood-bound bow ability. Another one that's hard for me to say, blood-bound bow. I feel the idea behind that ability should be reserved for thread weaving and pattern items, not an 8-hour ritual. Anyway, these were just minor quibbles. I see nothing wrong with the archer, and if range combat is your thing, this is the discipline for you. So, with that, please let me know what you think of this episode, the archer discipline and the Earthdawn setting as a whole. If you have a discipline you really want me to cover sooner rather than later, please let me know so I can move it to the top of my list. Until then, you can count on the wizard to be next. Please subscribe to Legion of Myth channel and ring that bell icon so you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. Finally, I need to let you know about the Legion of Myth weekly live stream every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on twitch.tv/Legion of Myth. See the description below for the link. Our hosts Garthon and Heathen Dog provide anime reviews, tabletop gaming fundamentals, comic book reviews, and other nerd topics that should interest you. If you can't catch them live, you can always watch past episodes on this Legion of Myth YouTube channel. And with that, I will see you next time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.